welcome to my not very managed backyard and not very managed citrus tree. So this citrus tree is a year old, and today I'm using this citrus tree to talk about suckers. So a lot of times when you hear about suckers, they are kind of a bland, bad plant parts and they need to be thrown. But today I'm going to talk about what are the good things and what are the bad things. Let's start with the bad things because that's how we hear about crown most of the time, especially with the trees. So this is a citrus tree. And a lot of times crowns are the shoots that arise below the bud union. So they are not actually a sign shoot. They are coming below the bud union from the rootstock. So they are not a part of the whole plant system. Whatever they produce, it doesn't go towards producing a fruit. So that needs to be removed quite often every time you see it. So if you look at this tree has been planted for a year, and the way you can differentiate the crowns is how it looks. So these are the crowns, if you see it. So these are a very small leaf. So this is the actual leaf here of the main plant, and they're pretty good size across the main stem. But these are very tiny trifoliate leaves, and these thorns are very long and sharp. If you look at it, you don't see any thorn in this tree. It's thornless, but these suckers has these thorns and they have a smaller leaf. So these needs to be removed so that the energy is not consumed by it and it goes all to the main stem. So with this my cicature, I just cut it at the base of the plant like this. So, and you can use them to produce a new plant. Generally you would think like you take it's like a cutting, can I use it to produce a new plant? No. So now after cutting these suckers, I hope the plant will have more energy to grow and use its energy towards growing more actual shoots, not on these suckers. So this is the negative suckers. These are negative suckers, but there are some positive suckers. So let's move to the other plant. So this is a trumpet tree. So they produce trumpet big flower, and they're really pretty. And the first year I got it last summer, it was growing very good, and it actually flowered in the winter. But in the winter we got a cold front, so the whole tree just died. Generally people kind of put a blanket around the plant, around the water. I didn't do anything hoping it would survive, but it just completely died. And in spring I see these new small sprouts coming in, and you can see another small one here. Yes, so that's one of the sucker producing suckers is one of the plant re-sprouting or re-surviving mechanism. When they die because of any injury, mechanical injury or chemical injury, they might want to come back with the small sprouts, and they're considered as sucker, and it's growing good. I don't have the main stem. This is the dead one. If you see this dead part, this is the main stem. It was there, now it's dead and it's not going to grow anymore. But I have these new suckers that's helping to grow this plant, and it's gonna hopefully it's gonna have a flower in few months. That's one example. There's another plant I have which I just planted. This one is also sucker. This is the main stem that died in the winter at the same freeze, and it's coming up with this new suckers, and that's gonna come up with as a new plant. It works a lot with the bananas. This is a banana tree that also died during the winter, and it came out as a sucker in the spring, and now it's growing well. So this is a moringa tree. This is a little bit more than a year old, and it was actually very tall. If you see this dead stock, it was a couple of feet tall, but then again at the same freeze event it died of the cold injury, and now in the spring it came out with this small baby suckers on the base. There are two suckers right now, and they're growing well, and I hope it to be turn out as a branched tree from these suckers. See, there are some good suckers and there are bad suckers, so you have to decide if the suckers you have is good or bad. Yeah, so So make a decision based on that, what I showed you today. And if you have any questions, concerns, you can just comment below. And next week, we'll probably talk about my house plants.